Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to my channel, Creative Grandma. Did you ever have one of those days where you went away and you were just so happy to be back home? Well, that's the kind of day I'm having. Now, I told my husband I was not going to leave the house this entire weekend, but because he needed a few things and I realized my Michael reward certificates expired tomorrow. So I went with him so I could stop at Michael's and get a few things. Now, I asked him to videotape because I said I'm going to stop in a couple thrift stores that I haven't been in a while and see what crochet items I could find. So I know everyone likes to see what everyone else is making, and it's just a fun time to see what I can find. Now, we went in one thrift store and we filmed it. The second thrift store, I was so disappointed. I got home and he filmed the floor. He didn't realize his camera was off when he was filming. So he tried, but he didn't realize he wasn't filming me in the second store. The second store had some adorable crocheted ornaments with a snowflake, a little tiny angel, and even a crochet sled. I even found a couple purses. Now, I didn't buy the items because I thought they were filmed, but I did find something at the first thrift store, and I'm going to show it to you. It's going to be in the video as well. But as I was walking out of the store to pay for my items, I found another item that matched the one item that I showed in the video. So I want to show it to you, and then I'm going to show you what I purchased at Michael's and give you an idea of how you can get designs and how to make crocheted items from things you see in the store or maybe in a thrift store. So this adorable little item right here is a diaper cover. And this is brand new. It's called So Durable. It's a one-piece crochet diaper cover for 0 to 6 months. I paid $2.99. Now I'm going to unbutton it. The buttonhole is extremely tight. So what I was thinking was I unbuttoned it, and what you can do is when you find an item like this, you can see how it's shaped. And I thought this would be so cute to remake in maybe a lighter weight yarn. This looks like maybe it's a 3-weight. And then they have some puffy yarn, some furry yarn on it for the holidays. But when you find an item like this, you just open it up, lay it flat, and then you can crochet a chain the width of the top, and then decrease down and then increase for the bottom part. And because it has the buttons on, you can figure out where to put your buttonholes. And then this piece comes up. So I thought that would be cute to remake it in a different stitch pattern, but use this shape. So that's one way that when you find a crocheted item, especially if you can lay it out flat. Now, if this had sleeves or something, it's a little bit harder, but you could still measure like the width of the project and the length and try to figure out that way. Or if you were making it for yourself, you could just count the stitches and do it that way. But I want to make it very delicate with a beautiful yarn, and I'll show you the yarn I bought at Michael's because I want to remake this using a different stitch pattern. And then when I was walking out the door, I found this adorable little Santa hat that went with the little Santa diaper cover. So let me fold this back up the way it's supposed to be. So it was a little diaper cover with a matching hat. So I paid $2.99 for each piece. Now I'm not going to make mine Christmassy. I'm going to make it with beautiful, soft, delicate baby yarn. And then I'm just going to make the crocheted hat without the top. Just make a little hat and diaper cover set. I just thought it was so cute. I was so surprised. It was the only one they had too, so I was happy I was able to get it. Now, when I went to Michael's, I didn't shop very long because that's the second time I went to my local Michael's craft store, and the music was so loud you couldn't hardly stand to be in there very long. And I don't mind music as long as it's played lightly where you can hear it, but when it's blaring and you can't hear yourself think that's just a little too loud for me. So I may stop going to my local Michael's store if they don't turn that music down. I mean, it was ridiculously loud in that store today, plus the day Cody and I was there. Now, I had quite a bit of Michael's reward certificates because I do like to shop at Michael's. They have a lot of nice things in there, and they expired tomorrow, so I wanted to use them up. I'm not going to waste them. And they also had a 25% off coupon for today, and I can't remember, but I think it's tomorrow as well. So make sure you check out Michael's online and get that coupon if you're close enough to a Michael's to get to the store today or maybe Sunday. I think it said the 10th, but it's 25% off your entire order, including sale items. So very happy to get that coupon. So when I went in, because it was so loud, I didn't want to shop. I just kind of knew what I wanted, so I went directly to the yarn I was going to get. Now, this is a Lion brand yarn. It's called True Boo. And what I was thinking was I wanted to use this yarn and remake this little diaper cover and a little hat for a newborn baby. Because a lot of times we'll make a baby blanket as a gift, and wouldn't it be cute to put a little diaper cover and a hat, maybe even a little set of booties with that baby blanket. So let me tell you about the yarn, and then I'll show you the colors I purchased. They had some really pretty colors. Now, this yarn is so silky soft, and I thought it would be the perfect yarn for a baby because you really want something soft and delicate against a little baby's skin. So let me tell you about the yarn. It is Lion brand True Boo. It's 100% rayon from bamboo. It comes in a 3.5 ounce, 100 gram, 241 yards, 220 meters. It is a light number 3 yarn. Now, it is machine washable, but it says lay flat to dry. Now, even though this yarn is lay flat to dry, I thought it was the perfect yarn because the items I'm making are so very small. They're so very easy to lay flat to dry. And a lot of people, they only hand wash, lay flat their items anyhow to keep them as nice as they can be instead of throwing them in the washer and dryer. But this is a very popular yarn on Lion brand. If you have used this yarn, leave your comments in the comments section and let everyone know your experience with this yarn. Now, I bought several colors, and I bought several skeins of each color. This is color Mint. This is color 156, so beautiful light green. The next color I purchased was the yellow, and this is color 157F, beautiful yellow. And I was having a hard time choosing the colors because I thought, do I want to do a pink set, a blue set, or do I want to use neutral colors like yellow or green? So no matter what sex the baby is, it doesn't matter because you used one of those like neutral colors. The next color I purchased was light blue, and this is color 105. Just a beautiful light blue. The next color is Cameo. This is color 104U. Now, this is more of a dusty pink. I wish they would have had, I don't want to say a prettier pink. This isn't bad, but I would have liked a little bit pinker pink for my project. So I still bought the pink. This is Cameo. And then the next color is called Mauve. It's color 145L. Now this to me looked more lavender, purple to me than mauve. And then the last color I chose was Tangerine, color 133. Just a beautiful orange. And how spectacular would this look in orange? So those are all the colors I chose, just perfect, beautiful colors. So it was a very short but productive shopping trip at Michael's. Now let me show you the clip of the one thrift store that he did manage to film me in, and let me show you some of the items that I found in the store. It's so much fun to see what other people are making. Now there's not too much in here that I would want, but I'm going to show you some of the items I found, and it gives you ideas. So this looks like a little baby blanket. It looks like they just used their odds and ends to make a ripple style blanket, but that might give you some ideas for using up your scraps. Now this next item, I don't know if somebody started a blanket and they just stopped and threw it out. Now this is 99 cents, but it may give you some ideas of how they used the multicolor and tried to match some of those colors with the solid green and brown to go with that camouflage. I also found this adorable little snowman pot holder, and it gives you ideas of what you might want to make for the holidays. It has a solid back, and you can see how they decorated it with sequins and little snowflakes. 99 cents, and it even has a hanging loop. Now this next item, I wasn't sure what this is. I think this might be for a water bottle, but it's using red, white, and blue, and it has red, white, and blue stars. And this is $3.99. Up here it says Crochet Creations by Jessica. So it must be a very large water bottle, but I'm not sure what that is. The next item I found was this adorable little snowman. Now he looks knit to me, so this is a knit project, but I thought you could crochet one just like him. Isn't he adorable? Little tiny pine cones, little pom-poms, a little scarf. They used a pom-pom for the nose, the wiggly eyes, and they even found a little broom. Now this next item is a new item, but it was so adorable. It's for a newborn little baby over their little diaper. So I'm gonna buy this just because I thought it was cute, and maybe I can make something similar for my channel. Now, if you have granny squares, here's a little Christmas boot, and they put 2 granny squares on the bottom, and then you wrap granny squares around it. You put a granny square on top, and then they have granny squares going around, and then they just crocheted around the top and added some pom-poms. So if you like making granny squares, you may enjoy making this little stocking. The next item is like a doily, a ruffled doily, $1.99. So you can set something in the center, and then you have this beautiful Christmas ruffle. So if you purchased a lot of those red, white, and green yarns for the holidays, this might give you some ideas. Now this is a cute pattern where they did the circle rings, and then it looks like they just made one continuous chain and interwoved it in between the rings to hold it together. The next item is another crocheted doily. Let me see if I can lay it over my cart. It's a little ruffly, but if you like that open mesh work, that might be a nice tabletop centerpiece. And then the last crocheted item I found in this store was another, it's made out of yarn, just a doily for on top of a table or a nightstand. So I hope you enjoyed seeing the items in the thrift store. Now, they weren't very spectacular like the one in Lock Haven. Lock Haven always gets some of the most gorgeous crochet items, but there was still a few ideas in that thrift store. I'm so sorry you don't get to see the second thrift store. I was kind of disheartened when I come home and that video wasn't there, and I thought that's okay. I didn't want to make my husband feel bad because he really tried. Now, I also wanted to address, a lot of people asked me when I showed that green blanket. It's called the Pine Mountain blanket that I'm making out of the Lion brand Cover Story Dreamland yarn. They said, Glenda, how many skeins of yarn am I going to need to make that blanket? Well, you're going to need between 6 and 7 skeins. Now, I'm working on the border, and it's going to be really close. I'm not sure. I'm trying to get that blanket done with only 6 skeins, but you may need a 7th skein. I worked on that blanket all day yesterday, and I was getting so frustrated because I tried to figure it out on paper, and I got it perfect across the top to where it come out, and then I started down the side, and I thought, boy, I just can't get this to come out. And then I was trying to figure it out on paper, the spacing between the rows, and I thought, the way that I was dividing, there was no number that divided into the 55 rows that would work with how big the stitches were. So the shell stitch I was making. So I was sitting there, I was getting so frustrated. And then it's kind of like when you waste so much time on something and then a light bulb goes off in your head. And it's like, why don't you just add 2 more rows onto the blanket? So I had to rip out my border and then I had to add 2 more rows. So now I'm back to where I added the 2 rows. I got my border across the top, and now when I get this video done, I'm going to start my border down the sides and try to finish that border today. But anyone who's asking me, you're going to need at least 6 to 7 skeins, and hopefully I can do it for 6. But that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the yarn I purchased, the ideas that I get from just seeing a crochet item. And that's why I like going to the thrift stores, because when I see Afghans or crocheted items, especially the Afghans, I like to see how they use color in their blankets, how they make them, what they're thinking when they put these Afghans together in these crochet projects. And it just helps me, and I hope it helps you see some of the great things that people are making out there. So thank you everybody for spending a little time with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe, and when you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know every time I post a video, so you don't miss any of the crochet fun here on Creative Grandma's channel. So until next time, stay inspired and happy crocheting. Bye everyone.